Hello, America. My name is Jake Mazinko. Thank you for tuning into my podcast. Tonight we have ourselves a very special guest, Dr. Jimmy Gambles.
Good evening.
Doc, tonight I want to do things a little differently. Everyone tuning in doesn't know this, but I've actually called Dr. Gambles over to my house, with masks, of course. Now, usually, when my guest starts yelling at me, I'm in a reasonable position to cut the call. But now that I actually have a guest with me, I'm in no position to do that. So, in order to prevent things from getting a little too chaotic as they normally do, I'll have to restrict this podcast session to a series of short, direct questions and answers. All right. Question number 1. Doc, with all this yelling and fighting going on about this virus, it brings up a lot of interesting questions, doesn't it, Doctor?
Yes, it does.
Yes. And one thing that I'd like to address is, where do we draw the line between public health and constitutional freedom? You have all these health professionals deeming the stay-at-home order to be necessary, while thousands of protesters deem it oppressive. Personally, I'm on the side of the protesters. I mean, let's be honest. I believe in constitutional freedoms, and I would sooner cut off my ears and feed them to the wolves than listen to some pretentious health professional take away my rights. Now, with you being a doctor, I don't think it is a stretch to say that you favor so-called public safety.
Yes, I do.
Such as to be expected. Well, listen up, listeners. Right here's proof that the Democrats are trying to take away your freedoms. Do not trust them for a second. Make no mistake, there's claptrap cooking.
I'm sorry, but can I make a proposition, please?
We're trying to rationalize, are we?
To an extent. Why don't we ditch the whole question-answer shtick and do it the way it'd normally be,
I'm not sure if you like the outcome, Doc.
No, I think I would. Think of it like a First Amendment right.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sounds great. I'd like to add my own commentary to the whole Democrat spiel that you went on.
By all means.
I think the protesters are a bunch of bumbling buffoons who deserve nothing more than to be hospitalized at the hands of this virus. I say the Republicans are trying to brainwash the public. I say they know the public wouldn't vote for them, so they try to restrict voting rights so they can get more corrupt politicians into office. The Republicans are rifting this nation.
Bullshit. Democrats do the dividing. Their socialist agenda is poisoning our youth.
You're wrong. Republicans rift.
Democrats divide. God damn it. I knew this would have been difficult.
It's only as difficult as you people are making it.
You want to know something? Every time I consider taking on a socialist, I find myself having prepared all the answers before they get the chance to ask me any questions.
Well, I think I can speak for all socialists when I say that we do not care for the thoughts of someone who wants only to suppress the working class and keep the nation in a state of regression.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but the opinions of a socialist are no more valuable than the barks of that dog outside.
It's like that, huh?
I am simply tolerating you.
What makes your opinion more valuable than mine?
I am not a socialist. What about you? What makes your opinion more valuable?
Like I already said, I support the working class, and it goes without saying that I am simply tolerating you. The childish diatribes which you shit onto the internet mean nothing more than a dog's mad barking.
You hear that, hearers? The Democrats are so irrational that they refuse to consider any contentions. They are contaminating the youth with their misinformation, and we cannot let them continue, especially in these troublesome times. This has been Jake Mazinko bringing you the most honest podcast in America.
Do not be fooled by the Republicans' attempts.
Thank you for joining me.
Huh.
What?
There's a deer outside, eating some flowers from what I assume is your neighbor's garden. That's what the dog's been barking at this whole time.
Huh.